challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
The top player is here.
I am the pride of the Shiranui.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round.
Was it running away?
No.
Throw connects for counter hit damage. There's a corner switch. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Player one has the life lead. Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. That's how you do it. When you've got that super art gauge, you've just gotta use it. Takes a trip. Box him with a target combo. Connects with medium kick. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. The drink levels up to full Getsu. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes for the jump in to start. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital.
Just goes for it at this range. It's the level one, breaking with some serious style. Can they keep on him? Jumps up. Player two brushes that off and keeps going. This is gonna be bad news. What'll happen here?
They are really going at each other this round. The reads they make now will be key. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range.
Change of plan.
Goes with the safe stuff with that target combo. Player one will look to apply pressure here.
Oh, here we go. Closes it out.
Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Low heavy. Goes for the fireball. Still slugging it out here. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Very solid corner strike. Knockdown. Can they convert this punish counter opportunity into something? Takes a trip. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes.
The kick hit.
Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Projectile to try and change the situation.
Mine dives in from above.
Brushes that off and keeps going. Player two needs to use it, but this is gonna be bad news. Smart play with the throw.
Were they baiting them into that?
Jump? Not much life difference.
Hit them with a stop and pop.
Player one will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while.
More fuel to the fire. Cook them up.
Pressuring with cruel fate. Gotta be careful not to. This is gonna hurt. Are we gonna closes it out? Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. Lots of aggression from both sides. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Takes a trip. Absorbs the attack and fires back. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Connects with medium kick. Hold your breath. Good heads-up decision opting for the drive impact. Player 1 springs forward with the drive leg. KO! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Lets off a projectile to waste time. Throws a beefy Kachosen. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Alright, what's coming up next? Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Hits them with a stopping pop. Solid trigger on the Toxic Blossom to pile on the damage. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Medium kick. The closing moments of the match. One hit but it
Catches out the cage right there.
This is gonna kill, no doubt about it. What a finish! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Sets up with the jump in. Who will come out on top in this final round? Pulse with the kick. Looking to shred something.
Impact counter. Oh, that's so sick. Makes the enemy feels and gets that spot. The attack continues. Nightshade incoming.
Chucking fireball to continue their hold over their drive impact misses. Player 2
is in a very good spot.
Amazing.
Cross that off.
Player 1 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe.
Throws out the Kachosen for some lightning.
It is over. I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one.
Here comes a new challenger.
Y'all better have your Sunday's best on because it's time for business.
Show me what you have.
Open the
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Player 1 has the life lead. Got some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Throws him. What's next? Taking stock. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Got their eye on the air. Oh! The super armor does its job. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Next hit will end the round. KO! Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Goes in on the impact for nothing. Player 2 has a slight life lead. Parries the projectile. That's a big gap. Who's going to close it? Throws a beefy Kachosen. Throws a fireball. Taps them with Musasabi. Cuts in with the drive-in. Very slick with the combo. Have they noticed the drive gauge gap? Both of our combatants are cooking up something. Their spacing is so on point, going on the offensive. Impact, squash, brushes that off and keeps going. Life lead is there, but stiff in there. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Player 1 has the life lead. The low heavy hit. Shoots off a projectile from downtown to check their approach. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Opts for the throw. Taking stock. That drive impact is blocked. Super Art activated. Expect something big here. In a dire situation. Good heads-up decision, opting for the drive impact. Connects with medium kick. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Where is their opening?
The big bang, the Shoten comes out.
Feeling out the spacing. Parries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. They couldn't shake the projectile. Player 1 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out is so vital. Checks them with the projectile. Player 1 kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. Okay, creating some space here. Player 2 has the meter lead. They gotta make sure and flushes that off and keeps going. With the impact. Breaks those shins. Burnout activates. Knockdown and player 1 has an empty drive lead. This is a very precarious situation. Medium kick. Good heads-up decision, opting for the drive impact. Both fighters knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Weaves into impact to finish. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one.
Fight.
Starts things off with a jump in.
Cross that off. Lighting up the skies with Haguro Mai.
The low. Player 2 didn't rely too much on drive in that last round, but they may be looking to mix things up here.
The big bang, the Shoten comes out.
Player tries to make something happen with an overdrive arc. Player 2,
Nothing stops this train.
yes, taking chunks out of each other here. Finds the target. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up.
Yo, cut that boy off. He's had too much.
Can this drive bring them back? Player 1 has a big drive gauge. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. Tries to act quickly, but with the attack. Looking for the Super Art do anything? A real the low.
Ugh, take a seat.
Any mistake here is gonna be fatal. What's it gonna be?
The brain on this fighter to fit for the counter in that situation. Who are they swinging at? They are done.
Player 1 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire.
Really now? You shouldn't keep a girl waiting. Really now? You shouldn't keep a girl waiting.
Here comes a new challenger.
Two of the biggest lab monsters are about to get it going.
Show me what you have.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round.
Right.
Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Hits the back throw, looking to set something up to get more damage. The super armor does its job. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Takes a trip.
You're in my way.
Can't tech the throw. Gets right in there. Down to the wire. Punish counter. This could lead KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Connect with medium kick. The Shoryu engine gives them the business. Still scrapping for control of the space. Going on the offensive? Hits them with a stopping box. Were they baiting them into that? Getting that execution with Kagero no Mai. Player 2 is not chases them down. Still slugging it out at this range.
Are we gonna see a comeback here? Medium kick!
Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Goes for the jump in to start. The last round. It's now or never. Delivers the pain right to the doorstep. Player 1 side switch. There's a change of side. Finds the target. What now?
Nothing stops this train!
Both are ready to pull the trigger on their super art.
Turning it up to an 11! Hits the meter and breaks the seal! Time for shenanigans!
Uh-oh. This could really
Tip the scales!
slams the super. Time for dessert. Here, this is gonna hurt. Connects with the throw.
Up for the arrow!
Oh, there's double beat in the middle. Both fighters are hurting. It is over. Player 2 has gotta be feeling good
Getting the win out of that absolute carnage!
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch.
Cannon spike!
Going on the offensive? Looks to drop him to earth. Checks him with the projectile. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're gonna eat tons of damage. Timely side switch there, which will let him go on the attack. Heats it up with a combo into super. Life lead opens up. Player 2 chases them down. KO. Player 1 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Taps them with Musasabi. Connects with medium kick. Wrapping it out up close. Throws a beefy Kachose. Jumps up. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Grabs and throws him away. Hits him with a stopping bomb. Getting that execution with Kagero no Mai. Oh, now that is a punish. All the throw connects. This can lead to some big damage. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Doesn't take the throw. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Start, turns him from above, throws him. Big throw. Pumps the brakes on the impact.
The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage.
Player 2
Turning it right up with the super!
medium kick into. This is gonna hurt.
Player 2 up for the arrow.
Rushes in. Real excellent block.
Doing the business with his Shoryu!
Oh my God, Rock Super!
Oh, looking for the definitive end to this round with a level 3 super!
Puts him on a t-shirt with that finish.
That was a fight heard round the world! Yo, top that!
Comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Show me what you have. Time to play.
Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with a projectile. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. The fighters are at a standstill. What's going on through their heads? Who's going to break the silence first? Both sides looking for an opening. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Oh! Punish counter. This could lead to something big. There's space to make something happen here, and neither fighter looks willing to back down. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Okay, creating some space here.
The Big Bang Chosen comes out.
Projectile to try and change the situation.
Rough tap to close it.
Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight.
I guess they both like jumping. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Medium kick. Player 1 took that round comfortably. No need to bring out the big guns yet. Snap bends the meter, hoping for a good return. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner, brushes that off and keeps going.
Jump, oh, snipe!
Tries to act KO. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Show me everything you have.
I am the pride of the Shiranui.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen?
Hi!
Low kicks are a no-go. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? Checks with a projectile. Both fighters are sitting on a full drive gauge. This might be prime time to let it rip. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're gonna eat tons of damage. A little too greedy there. Neither fighter is willing to back down from this exchange. Reads them. Life lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart driving. In a dire,
They can't squander this punish counter chance. Hitting that extra juice with Kagero no Mai.
oh! Digs in deep to get that drive in. KO! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. Who's going to start things off? Checks with a medium kick. Jumps.
Hitting that extra juice with Kagero no Mai.
Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. There's a change of sides. Risky up-close scrap still going. Both fighters planning something? Player 1 has the deck stacked against them. Uses their drive gauge. Going in?
The Big Bang Chosen comes out. Willing to risk it for the overdrive.
Throws a few KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Not good enough.
Fight. Round. Fight.
Stark meets them air to air. Final round. Who will the fighting game god anti-air in the clutch? Oh, the throw connects. Grabs and throws them away.
Hits them with a stopping bomb. Mai turning it up to an 11. And it is on.
Player 2 is in a very good spot now. Wall splash into the charge break.
Oh, looks like Mai's getting ready to go full anime.
Player 1
without pulling the trigger. Whoa! Critical art now?
This is going to hit for a critical art. You gotta imagine that this is not only gonna wreck their life off, but also their nerves.
Wrestling is unstoppable.
Noticeable life leak.
Escape denied. Piles on the finishing blow sneaks through. That was a fight heard round the world. Yo, pop that.
Here comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Clear that neither of them wants to be in the corner. Lots of aggression from both sides. Fires off in overdrive. Takes a trip. This is a real back and forth match for Cena. They definitely know what the other is capable of. Goes in on the impact for nothing.
Taking him to Cloud 9.
Medium kick KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Bends the meter, hoping for a good return. Using the super can open up huge chances for you. The opening on that impact. Will they take it? Brushes that off and keeps going. There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. What'll happen here? The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. This will lead to some big damage. Both fighters planning tries to act quickly, but with the attack. Flatline zone. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Fight.
Opens with a jump in. Final round. Who will the fighting sets up with the jump in?
Line turning it up to an 11. Clutch anti-air. The flame blade and Vine powered up again.
Player 1 with the drive impact misses. There's a drive impact. Player 2 is looking.
Nothing stops this train.
Player 2 is in a very good spot. This can lead to some big damage. Connects with the throw.
No! Critical art now? Oh! Hits the critical art! They gotta bust out the protractors, bust out the rulers, and think of a plan while this damage plays out! What a statement with that fireball!
Are you serious? That comeback was unreal! We just saw the fighters play out of their goddamn mind there! Player 2
Has gotta be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage!
starts things off with a jump in. Jump meets them air to air.
Taking them to Cloud 9.
Player 1 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. Okay, creating some space here. Who's going to break the silence first? Good parry here to try and make something happen. Who's going to make a move? This is a good range to test the opponent's reaction to fireballs. Trying to read each other here? Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Anything could happen here. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. The grab misses. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. KO. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Ryuenbu hits them with a stopping bomb. This is gonna be bad news.
Lighting up the skies with Kagero no Mai.
Now, can they finish the job? Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Agent talent card is played. Let's see if they can survive this assault. Both fighters planning something?
Anti-air in the clutch.
Sets up with the in there. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Serpent last lets them know what's good. The drive impact whiffs. Are they ready to punish? Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Deals some sick damage there in exchange for some meter. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Will they be able to manage what little drive goes with Super Art activated? Expect something big here. They just went for it with that super. This may be the start of their counter-offensive. Fires off a Nightshade Pulse. Player 1 chases them down. Lands the attack and triggers a Toxic Blossom. They're gonna get a better advantage in there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes for the jump in to start. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Player 1 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Okay, creating some space here. Trying to read each other here. Player 1 can build off this lead. Nightshade Pulse comes out to play. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. Knockdown and...
Getting that execution with Kagero no Mai.
whiffs with that huge attack. What'll happen here? They must have a game plan here with a critical art on deck. But that's raw critical. What's gonna happen? Yo, we're dealing with a real gambler here. Low on life and is still willing to risk it all on this critical art to deal the cash money damage they need.
Nightshade closes it out.
Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Shouldn't keep a girl waiting.
Comes a new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Show me what you have.
Hope you're not a sore loser.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Absorbs the attack and fires back. Punishes that ill-timed attack, takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocks the low heavy. Knockdown. KO! Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. Who's going to start things off? Jumps. Hits them with a stop and bop. You've got to be mindful of reach and jumpings at this range. What'll happen here? Good heads-up decision opting for the dragon match. Player 1 might have just shifted this round into high gear.
How silly. Too hot for you? Too hot for you?
Oh, what's this? There's a dragon pack.
Who's gonna take it?
Oh my god, they just choked it up! one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Time to get down to business. The first round starts now. Player one chases them down. Opts for the throw.
Don't disappoint me.
Corner switch means they can now go on the offensive. Goes for the low kick. Knockdown down to the wire. Player one can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Add a little super juice into this combo for more damage. Player one turned this right around with that super. He somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Player one in trouble with no drive. What'll happen here? Oh God, this is tense. Yes, drive impact for the win. Player two hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Immediate jumping. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Grabs him. The jump-in is denied. Jumps in. Takes a trip. Somehow pushes.
Getting that extra juice with Kagero no Mai.
Player two is working with a better game. What can they do with it? Still slugging it out at this range. Knockdown and gets scooped from down low. The drive impact is
Ooh, it's getting hot here.
calm down, right? The engagement here will have brushed that off and keeps going. Player two is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. There's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Looking for a hole. Gets into perfect fireball range. Well, goes to the air. Tries to act quickly, but puts flatline zone. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Blocks it. Just out of range for that throw. What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. Low heavy. Trips him up. Lots of aggression from both sides. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage.
That ain't the player.
Absorbs the attack and fires back. And a super activation. Looking to score some juicy damage. Player two has the meter lead. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Takes a trip. One shot, all both fighters need to close this.
Getting that extra
He
juice.
comes from behind to pick up the win. They took advantage of every chance. Player one wins the first round and is now riding a huge wave of momentum. Goes for the jump in to start. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Throws the fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Player one has a slight life lead. Okay, creating some space here. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely on. Smart play with the throw. A quick breather. Player digs in deep to get that drive in. Player two is working with a better game. What can they do with it? Both fighters planning something? Zones with the fire. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Uses the parry so the opponent can't dictate the pace of the round. Watching each other carefully. Who'll make the first move? Clean parry.
Loser.
Big throws.
Hits him with a stopping power. Lighting up the skies with Kagero no Mai.
Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Looking for a hole. What'll be the plan here? What a finish! Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
comes a new challenger.
This is a mirror match, which means it's not just about the win, but about your pride as a player too. This is a must-win fight.
Show me what you have. I am the pride of the Shiranui.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do?
Stay down.
Tries to bait him with the projectile. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Knockdown. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strike. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Throw misses. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. They're barely hanging in there. What a finish. Great lead on the life gauge there. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round two. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. I can't keep track. Hits them with a stopping bomb.
Getting that extra juicer with Kagero no Mai.
Can they keep on? Player 1 has a slight light.
Still lighting up the skies with Kagero no Mai.
Player 2 drops them to half, closing the gap. Hope good heads-up decision opting for the drive impact. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal?
Player 2 makes the enemy shield and gets that bump. The attack flatline zone.
Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point.
Final round. Fight.
Opens with a jump in. Who will come out on top in this final round? Mary slipped one step ahead of them. Here comes the corner president.
I'm turning it up to an 11.
Connects with the throw. Amazing. Tries to act quickly, but with the attack.
They can't make any mistakes here if they want any chance of winning.
Both sides getting ready. Down on life. They gotta make a move. Gets into perfect fireball range. Sets up with the jump in. Sticks out a kick. What a finish! Player 2 survived that tense mirror match.
Really now? You shouldn't keep a girl waiting. Really now? You shouldn't keep a girl waiting.
Here comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play.
How silly!
Lots of aggression from both sides. The impact gets blocked. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. There's space to make something happen here, and neither fighter looks willing to back down. Checks with the projectile. Who's gonna make a move? Decides to go in with the target combo. brushes off the impact, decides to meet them in the air. Player 2 is maintaining the KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Gets the jump in. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Player 2 did a great job of maintaining their drive gauge during that last round. It's going to be even more important in this next round to keep that up to help strengthen their ground game.
Lighting up the sky with Kagura no Mai.
Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. So, what's next? Uses the fireball to try and get a reaction. Jumps?
Getting that extra juicer in there.
We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Brushes that off and keeps going.
Taking them to Cloud 9.
Player 2, this is gonna hurt. What now?
As predicted.
Make the anime shield and get that buff. The attack continues.
Amazing! They are in a real bad situation. Connects with the throw. This may turn into a broad super art incoming. Didn't hesitate going for the kill with that super.
Locked on.
Did not miss that chance and takes the round. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Jumps. Breaks the block with a throw. Well-timed corner switch. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning they're up close for the super art? Knockdown. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? The quarter makes it hard to escape.
Hits them with a stopping block.
Player 2 needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna to come from the brink like that? What a comeback! Player 2 with the first strike, but they can't get complacent. Goes for the jump in to start. Who's going to start things off? Medium kick hit. Brushes that off and keeps going.
Lighting up the sky with Kagura no Mai.
Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Both fighters planning something? Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. This is a pumps the brakes on the impact. Are we gonna see a comeback here? The super hits and this looks like it's gonna kill.
Locked on.
There it is! They knew it'd be enough. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a...
Really now?
Here comes a new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Show me what you have.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Almost had it, but he gets blocked. Utilizes an overdrive art there to tack on just a little more damage. Side switch. Now they're on the defensive. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Can't tech the throw? All right, what's coming up next? Goes for the super art? Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Brushes that off and keeps going. No life left. They gotta mine the drive chip in two. Players, burnout triggered. Going in.
That's a little game for the in there.
Player 2 with a good start to the fight. But can they keep it up? Opts to reposition. Throws a fireball.
Lighting up the skies with Covenant of Light.
How's this round going to be?
Hits them with a stopping bomb.
Player 1 will look to apply pressure here.
The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage.
Breaks their guard with a throw. Here comes the mix-up. Player 2, what's this? This is gonna be bad news. That combo did decent damage.
Can this drive bring them back? Player cashes out the gauge right there.
This is gonna kill, no doubt about it.
Flatlines them.
I am the true master of the fist.
Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that rundown. Smart play to stop the opponent there. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? Misfire with the drive impact. Knockdown. Gets a good read on their opponent. Big counter. This is a real back and forth match we're seeing. They definitely know what the other is capable of. Knockdown. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral. Player 2.
The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage.
Very solid corner switch. Finishes with the throw. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Immediate jump in. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Jumps in. Player 2 had an impressive round while managing their drive gauge. They'll want to carry that momentum into the next round. Uses the gauge for a super arm.
Flying through the air with the greatest of these and hits him with the Chohisatsu Shinobi Bachi.
Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with him, tries to make something happen with an overdrive arm. Player 2 is the good heads-up decision, opting for the drive impact. A clean KO. Nice meter awareness. Closes it out.
I am the true master of the fist.
Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
comes a new challenger.
Give me that drama. Give me that grime. Are y'all ready? It's fight night time.
I'm ready. I am the prize of the Shiranui.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Check with the projectile. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Can they use the corner to mount a comeback? Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important in a dire situation. Heats it up with a combo into super. Jumps up, KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Throws a beefy Kachosen. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. What'll happen here? Player 1 is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? Throws a fire, brushes that off, and keeps going.
Getting that extra juicer with Kagero no Mai.
The Big Bang Kachosen comes out. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first?
Cleared for landing.
Not much life left. Big time whip! Side switch in the corner. Are we gonna see a comeback here? What now?
Dives in.
Jumps in. What are they gonna do? Not as Rick closes it out. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. They trade. Starts off zoning with fireballs. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Decides to puff up while they can. All right, what's coming up next? Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Taking stock. With the life gap opening up, they need to lean, and that's a KO. Timed that perfectly. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Shows a medium kick. Very solid tomahawk buster. You gotta be mindful of who hits them with a stop and pop. This is gonna be bad news. Oh, burnout triggered. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter.
Attempts lighting up the skies with Kagero no Mai.
Just goes for it at this range.
Off for the freezing hot.
So little life left. This is gonna hurt. What now? They just won't stop switching sides. Can they create an opportunity?
Turning it right up with a super.
They gotta dig down deep here. Player 2, what a finish!
Woo! I dare you to find me a better match than that. Get up and tell him what's good.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Gets the jump in. Shoots off a fireball up close. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're gonna eat tons of damage. There's a drive rush to throw the opponent off balance. The super armor does its job. Triggers the super and is looking to put this out of reach. Takes a trip. It's a normal hit, but they get in there. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. The jump in catches them. Yes! Drive impact for the win. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. Brushes that off and keeps going.
Getting that extra juicer with Kagero no Mai.
How's this round going to develop? Player 2 can build off this lead.
Watch out! Typhoon coming through!
Player 1 is in a pretty good springs forward with the drive rush. Bumps up. Not much life difference.
Hits him with a stopping bomb! Maybe they choke Haraguchi with Kagero no Mai!
Both absolutely refusing to give up round.
Both cleared for landing!
Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here.
Taps him on the toe!
Closes it out! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Comes a new challenger.
Two of the biggest lab monsters are about to get it going.
Show me what you have.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Goes for the throw. Charges in with authority. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Projectile to try and change the situation. Takes a trip. Beautiful setup with that attack. Brings out the super art. How is this going to work out for them? The fight continues in the middle of the stage.
There's the impact! Not letting that go unpunished!
Experiencing burnout. Who will capitalize on pain? Oh! Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Immediate jump in. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Jumps up, hits them with a stopping block. Player 2 has a slight likelihood. Going in? Player 1 can't use any drive with burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Both fighters planning something? They can't squander this punish counter chance. That combo did decent damage. Looking to impress with this super. Closing it out with a super art finish. Nice and clean. There it is. They knew it'd be enough. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.
What are you waiting for?
Really now? You shouldn't keep a girl waiting.
I don't have time to play.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
Come on. Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Player 2 has the life lead, backs them into the corner. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Knockdown. Brings out the super art. How is it going to work out for them? Parries to cancel the fireball. Where's their opening? Okay, creating some space here. KO! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Everything up until now, and everything from here on out is so vital. Player 2 kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. What'll happen here? Player 1 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. Jumps up? You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Fireball, were they baiting them into that? Experiencing burnout. Going in. Reads the jump-in perfectly.
Lighting up the skies with Kagero no Mai.
Throws them. Breaks the block with a throw. Player 1 can't afford mistakes without that drive gauge. This is a critical moment. That amazing never say die attitude got them the win. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? This is it. Who's gonna take it all? Player 1 comes back from the brink. Can they keep this focus? That feeling out phase is over. Time to get down to business. This is the time to use fireballs to chip away at an opponent. Player 2 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking.
Throws out the Kachosen for some mind games.
Shows off a parry. Player 2. Oh, yo, raw super here. Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? This is gonna hurt. A real test of nerves here. They're in range. We're gonna see a jump in, tries to act quickly, but with the attack. Excellent read. Burn out, but they may have a plan here. Get out of nowhere.
Woo, I dare you to find me a better match than that. Get up and tell them what's good.
It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Manages to block the jump in attack. Sticks the combo. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. What are these fighters thinking now? Who's going to break the silence first? Checks with the projectile.
How's this?
Can't tech the throw? What are they thinking here? The fighters are matching each other move for move. Super art activated. Expect something big here. Player 2 chases them down. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. The jump in catches them. All right, what's coming up next? They're being absolutely relentless with his fireball pressure in the corner. Goes for a projectile to try and change the fate. Oh, burnout triggered. Smart decision there. The chip damage was enough. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Scrapping it out up close. Knockdown and Player 1 chases them down. Blocks the impact. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Experiencing burnout. What'll happen here? Player 1 will have to brush that off and keep going. They just won't stop switching sides. Medium kick hit. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Throws a projectile to zone the opponent. Ooh, what a smart blow! Amazing! Gets him with a Euro step.
Make the enemy shield and get that one.
What a finish! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
a new challenger.
It's time to see what both fighters have in store for us today.
Show me what.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checks with the projectile. That was a solid anti-air. Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. Both sides have full drive and plenty of health. Let's see how things open up. Maintains composure and pushes out at the corner. Misses the drive impact. All right, what's coming up next? Feeling out the spacing. From up above. Players 2 may be just about done this round, but they still have a chance with a full drive gauge to tap into. Hold your breath.
Thank you.
Lands the forward throw. The corner pressure continues. Player 2, good heads-up decision, opting for the drive impact. Takes a trip. Rising uppercut. Sandblast. Player 1 can't use any more drive without burning out. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Both fighters are barely alive. Up tap to close it. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
He brushes that off and keeps going. Throws them to negate the block. The fighters continue to chip down to the wire. Good heads-up decision, opting for the drive impact. The engagement here will have a huge effect on the rest of the match. Zones with the fireball. Breaks the block with a throw. Knockdown and hits them with a stop and block. Now, this could be something. Player 1, a burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Throws a fireball. Clutch, anti-air. Jump, sets up with the jump in. They're in range. We gotta close it out. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Gets the jump in. Decides to meet them in the air. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Player 1 with the life lead. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Picture perfect punishment. Adds a little super juice into this combo for more damage. We're near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their... Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Player 2 will look to apply pressure. The kick hits! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. This round is so important. Rising uppercut. Neither of them willing to back off. Player 2 has the meter lead. A parry? Getting that extra juicer with Kagero no Mai. Activates the super and may try to make something happen here. Connects with medium kick. Delivers the pain right to their doorstep. They return to center stage. Barely blocks the... Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Player 2 has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. Are we gonna stay? Oh. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
Two of the biggest lab monsters are about to get it going.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. That was a solid anti-air. Sticks the combo. Player 1 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Life lead opens up.
Getting that extra juice in with Kagero no
KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. Who's going to start things off? Zones with the fireball. Player 1 has the life advantage. Covers him with a Psycho Blitz. Brushes that off and keeps going. Jump. Goes for the jump.
lighting up the skies with Kagero no Watch.
Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Throws him from above. Hits him with a 1-2-3. Bends the meter, hoping for a good return. Using the super can open up huge chances for you. What'll be the plan here? What a finish! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Show me what you have.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Gets a chance with that jump in. Still slugging it out here. Tons of drive and health to work with. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Knockdown. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. KO. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. There's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Now, can they hit them with a stop and bop? Barely blocks the jump in. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Jump. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Knockdown and experiencing burnout. Player charges forward. Still slugging it out at this range. Are we gonna see a comeback? Ooh, what a smart throw! Both fighters planning some
Chasing them down.
Player 1 can't afford mistakes without that drop in with the cross. The pressure must be driving them. Closes it out! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Open cannon spike. It tries to act quickly, but with the attack. Impact squash. Off for the arrow. Throws them. Plenty of health. Full gauges. Let's go. What's next? Will this super art do anything? Will this be enough to kill?
Locked on.
It doesn't kill. They're still in this. Punish counter sets the table. Amazing. Player 1 is in a very good spot. Breaks through with the throw. Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match.